Hello and welcome back, everybody, to RCG 2021. We just saw another impressive semifinals match. Big Boneth going up against Dandy, actually, and Boneth moving on to the grand finals to face off against Oya. But before we get to all of that, we got our third place match up here, Razz. How are you thinking, or what are you thinking about that?
I think it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, Danny's got to be feeling a little bit tough about that result, so that might weigh him down. Dewalt probably not happy with his series either, so hopefully they've recovered. But I think Dewalt once again has the advantage here as the player. I think his PvT is just so strong. What makes it so strong is he can do anything, right? Like he can play that speed shuttle style. He can play fast carriers. He can play macro arbiter. He can play 12 Nexus.
Think play Corsair?
Might be able to play Corsair like Boneth. I'm not sure he'll go into that world, but I mean, he was preparing for the ASL qualifiers. We saw him play a couple really good games against Scan. I think he's playing at a really, really high level right now, and I think he can get it done.
Yeah, he absolutely has. Like he has been playing just so much, and it's been very, very impressive. Like honestly, his run even during like last BSL was pretty phenomenal. But yeah, it's going to be a tough match here for Dandy, especially after coming off a loss. But Dandy, last year or 2 years ago, same time, RCG did defeat Boneth in the same semifinals match. So we know he has incredible TVP. After talking with SeriOsity, we know he's been playing more than ever. I think Dandy is the kind of player he's seen a little bit of adversity before. He can shake it off and absolutely could look to take a series off against Dewalt here in this third place match.
Yeah, I think one of the big concerns I have going into the Final Four, Dandy, is the maps, right? Like, saw a lot of two-player maps going on here. There are going to be some gas steals, and I know that Dewalt is definitely going to stick more to that Korean-style meta, and we know that when it's a two-player map, they're gonna go for it. So they're gonna go for the gas steal, the proxy, gateway, anything. I think anything is there available to him because he just wants to play that style. He's very good at it. This is how he practices. So I give advantage to Dewalt. I think that's an obvious one, but we'll see how it all plays out here.
Yeah, I think it is a very solid call. Honestly, Dewalt not afraid to take advantage, let's say, of those two-player maps in this matchup, right? Like, sometimes a single proxy gateway to gas steal is all it takes to get, a force supply advantage early, force some lost mining time. It's proven to be very difficult, even for these high-level Terrans to handle. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this one kicked off here.
Yeah, and I think we all know once Dewalt takes a lead, he just runs with it usually. Like, he is so good at just tightening up all the screws, nuts, bolts, and gets going forward. He is just a train that has no brakes once he gets ahead of you. So you got to make sure that, Danny's really careful what's going on. I believe our first map is going to be, was it Eclipse? Eclipse. So I think that right there to me automatically gives like some trouble to any Terran, right? We'll see what he opts out for, but is the gas steal's tough, It's a tough map.
It's a really tough map, honestly. Not even like gas steal proxy gate possibilities aside, we all know that like Eclipse is one of the toughest maps for Terran to hold their third base, right? It's kind of awkward, it's kind of out there. There's a big distance between natural and the ramp at the third, so it can prove to be challenging. So it limits, your options sometimes if you're Terran. But anyways, it sounds like we are ready to go, folks. So let's get into game number 1 of our third place match here. It's going to be Dandy versus Dewalt.
And spawning and go ahead. All right, and spawn on the top right, we have Dewalt.
And spawning at the bottom left of Eclipse as the blue Terran, we have Dandy.
Come on, Machine. You should know that I introduced the Protoss players. Come on, that's my brethren. I get those guys. You get the silly Terran, the one that's
silly Terrans
left.
and the Zergs, the ugly ones, you know,
Yeah,
the complaining ones.
Oh, Machine, I see something already. We have some shenanigans.
You called it. You called it. I knew we'd see it, but yeah, you did definitely call it here. And it's so strong on 2-player maps. I love that Dewalt, like, isn't afraid to do this.
Yeah, he's going to proxy out here for a 9-gate. And then the trick for Terran is how quick does this probe get into your main base? Because if it's at a good timing and you kind of hold the probe for a couple seconds, it looks like you're just coming for a gas steal versus no gateway. But if you go in right away and the barracks isn't even up yet, it might trigger the Terran to say, okay, some shenanigans are happening. And we see Dandy's first depot Machine not in that SimCity placement where they can make the wall.
I was thinking the same thing. That's a little odd because I know that Dandy normally does that wall off.
Yeah, okay, so and he's going to go right for the gas steal on 10. Yep. So Danny might just think, okay, this is just a normal gas steal, no big deal. Little does he know, gateway already on the way. Oh, he is actually going to go scout and check it out.
Yeah, I guess he just realizes this is a possibility. Probably watches a lot of Dewalt play as well. Oh, it is going to go unscouted, though. Oh, no. This is terrible.
So yeah, he just thinks it's the regular just gas steal. Let me see what you're doing. Machine, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even go into the main and just builds an eBay or supply depot in the natural of Dewalt.
That would be really funny, honestly. But it looks like he might actually be going into the main.
Dewalt will probably try to... Oh my god, the second depot is not SimCitying either.
Oof. There's not a whole lot of places to hide now for these Marines. First Zealot on the way.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh, eBay at the natural.
Did he not scout the gas?
He didn't see it. He didn't see a gateway.
No.
He didn't see... I don't know what he was looking at, honestly. He thought it was Nexus first, I assume.
I think he thinks it was Nexus first.
Yeah. Zealot gonna come in here. Starts to peck away already at some SCVs. Probe gets sniped. Very nicely done out of Dandy here. But this... Zealot's just wide walking around this base right now.
Yeah, the big problem is that Dandy doesn't recognize it as a gas for Protoss. There's not going to be a Nexus. There's going to be a Core and Dragoons coming in here in a second. So he's going to be really upset when he sees that because Marines are great to micro behind the wall and all, but when the Goon can range over it, it doesn't make a difference.
I think he's gotta know, but I mean, yeah, we still see that eBay going up at the natural. I mean, maybe it's a strategic eBay still, but either way, third Zealot coming in here, it's full HP, chasing off these Marines once again. Dewalt's, I don't know, I feel like he's getting himself in a pretty secure position at this point.
Yeah, he just needs to take as little damage as possible, keep making these Marines jump around, get what he can down, deny everything, because... There's no way he's going to get down here unless he gets a bunker up ASAP. As soon as that first Dragoon is out, life is going to... Oh, maybe this might be a good hold here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Is this... Oh, it is a Dragoon already. Wow, that is a very fast Dragoon. Ooh, good damage, though, from the Marines of Dandy.
I'm actually really surprised that Dewalt gave up the high ground.
Yeah, maybe he just felt like he didn't quite have the units. I mean, a couple of those Zealots are a little low. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's just going to wait for another Dragoon and try to go up or something like that. I really don't know, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to go right away. He might have to wait till range so he can get hit by a Marine or two and then range them back. That might be what he'll want to do from there.
I mean, either way, if you're Dewalt, right, look at how many Marines you're forcing out. This has to, like, injure the Terran eco, right? Like, you don't want to be spending money on Marines early. They don't transition at all. They're not mech. They're not going towards your, you know, factory count or your armory or your upgrades or anything. So I feel like just based on that, I like Dewalt's position.
Well, Machina probably would have helped Dewalt to actually hit that SCV with his 7 Dragoon shots, but they all missed because that's just what Dragoons do. They let you down in the most important moments.
Watch, he's gonna like freeze here right before getting the shot off to finish. Oh, Citadel gets scouted. Okay, so wow, very good understanding there from Dandy to see that Citadel in time. That was very well done. Dang.
Yeah, the problem is now right away the eBay's got to go down, probably Academy as well, right? That Armory keeps getting delayed. We'll see. See, that's what I said he would do. He's just going to keep backing up now, letting a Marine fire, and then run away, and outrange them with the ranged Dragoons now.
This doesn't look fair.
It's okay. They can't hit anything up the ramp. See, oh, they hit one time. Good. Oh, 3 misses.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
I can't believe it.
Oh.
Shocking.
Ooh,
oh my
another
goodness.
one down. Dewalt micro, man. He's like, Bonneth who? Oh man, he's tearing this up though right now. This is nuts.
I gotta ask him how he gets his. Oh, one down. How he actually gets his goons to hit things on the high ground. It's a miracle in itself. I don't know what he does, but it's incredible.
Yeah, that does not happen super often. Dewalt still with no Templar archives here, just with that Citadel. He's kind of caught in an awkward spot here. Ooh, cannot lose those Dragoons. Dandy does get his natural.
I think he's just gonna probably not do the Templar archives, right? Maybe he just knows like, all right, he's gonna build turrets. Let me force him to make a bunch of turrets, and I'll just take a natural myself.
I think that's honestly a good call.
Yeah, or he's gonna do the crazy Protoss thing and just go speed leg, zealot speed, run in there. But that's not like Dewalt.
I mean, look at how fast that turret is. It was forced out from Dandy, so definitely, you know, it's not like that Citadel didn't do any damage to Dandy here.
Speed zealots! Oh my goodness! Crazy Protoss move here.
He gets a zealot on the 2 tanks on the high ground, 2 of them actually. Bunker though is still up. Good repair timing out of Dandy, but actually both the high ground tanks go down. Still though, this bunker doing work here.
Yeah, that bunker can be repaired forever with that many SCVs. And I just don't know if this was worth it here for Dewalt, considering he got the speed leg upgrade, he lost a ton of units, he's down a bunch of supply, and his Nexus is just only about finishing at his natural.
Yeah, it did not feel worth it at all. We actually see Dandy taking the supply lead for the first time this game. And yeah, Dewalt not with much, honestly. That was a very heavy investment due to the Zealot leg timing. I mean, we saw he delayed his Templar archives, he delayed his natural, you know, gateway production. He's definitely not in the best of positions at the moment.
Yeah, definitely a struggle here from him from here on out. He's going to have to really make a decision whether he wants to macro up but just deny a third, maybe go 6, 7, 8 gateway right away, or if he's going to try to take a quick third and catch up on eco that way. I'm really surprised he did not run all the Zealots in Machine. I thought he would just run all of them up the ramp, kill all the tanks, and let the goons hit the bottom. And that way, there was speed Zealots inside the main, but he put like 3 on the bunker and 2 on the tanks. I thought that was a lot.
Yeah, I thought he was... I mean, I think he just really wanted that bunker down, but it just wasn't good enough or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was a little surprising. I was thinking the same. You really want to focus the tanks down. They're like the big expensive units, but, you know... that just happens occasionally.
Yes, we see he's going to more of a standard game here. We'll see if he decides to get a DT just to put it on the map, so as scans come out, he can delay the army, or if he's going to go for some type of quick arbiter or storm. Oh, as I say that, those blue boys walking on out.
Yeah, they did get scanned, unfortunately, so Dandy should know that this is Templar tech. And wow, look at that tank count actually growing pretty quickly here. We see the armory spinning. Only 2 factories so far, but as I say that, 2 more being thrown down inside the main. This could maybe be a repeat of the previous series here from Dandy. He looks like he could be going for potentially just another 2-base timing.
Yeah, it seems to be his preferred style, trying to catch Protoss. Probably not a bad idea considering that he's absorbed so much damage from the Protoss with minimal losses. He might feel that he has that lead, but I think that is why Dewalt has decided to go this Templar tech to help slow these pushes down a little bit, stay on the high ground, storing the armies as they come.
Yeah, probably not a bad call, honestly. we see the first shuttle moving in here near the natural of Dandy. Has not gone in yet. He's probably just waiting for Templar energy or something, but this looks to be a storm drop on the natural, I'd say.
Yeah, I think he's looking to do that. The question is going to be, can he hold this push without the storm? Because once he uses the storm on the natural, will he be able to have anything? Oh, look at these. He does see these slow vultures going behind. Oh, speed kicking in.
Still, though, these might be able to get into the natural here. 4 Dragoons running down, but okay. Dandy opting to back off here. Runs towards the center and also gets caught
big moment.
Huge moment. Man, those were pretty decent storms. Almost got the tank. Got a few SCVs, but, you know, still good pull timing on the SCV line from Dandy there.
Yeah, I'm not convinced, Machine, that it was enough. 4 SCV kills for that drop, and I think he needed a little bit more because he sacrificed to shuttle the storms. But the SCV pull was instantaneous. There was no hesitation as soon as that shuttle came flying in.
Yeah, it was very well done there from Dandy. Not easy to do, and actually, it looks like that's prompting the move out here. Dandy going to shut off this single gateway in the center of the map, and looks to be gathering up his units, setting his factory rallies. And yeah, he's decided this is go time here. Just 1-0 attack on the mech so far from Dandy. Probably has another upgrade on the way. And here we go. High ground versus high ground. But, ooh, DT actually getting a little bit back. Yeah, no scan yet? I think this is a mistake. There we go. But still, 1 tank being taken out. 2nd tank very low. But Dandy is slowly creeping towards this high ground above the natural of Dewalt. Dewalt still without a 3rd base here.
And here we go. A lot of units from Dewalt. Good engage. Does he have a storm? Very nice storm there from Dewalt, taking out a ton of the tanks and vultures.
Very good storm, but he is forced to back up here. Shuttle coming in. There is no anti-air, but I still feel like Dandy, as long as he is able to secure this high ground, should be in a good spot.
Oh, wow. I like that. He waited. Oh, he picked up the DT, so the scan runs out. Well done from Dewalt.
Wow, yeah. That was a turn of events for sure. Dewalt with a very nice hold here. He will definitely push Dandy back for now. I think it's kind of 3rd base time now for Dandy. He's got to recognize, hey, all right, like, I was in a good spot. Dewalt was able to hold my timing. Let's just play this out and play, you know, like a standard game out of it. Because he's absolutely in a position to still be able to do that.
Yeah, you're right. He could easily take a 3rd here and just kind of start sitting and pushing his 4th and kind of drag the game on a little bit. The question will be, will he take that advice, or is he just going to go for it again?
Yeah, he looks to be moving across the map again. We're seeing a lot of tanks gathering here on kind of the center of the map. Dewalt, though, very good vision, is aware of it. Starting to get units in position for a nice concave here.
Yeah, I like that Danny's pushing through this small choke so that he can kind of lower some of the surface area of the Protoss army.
Good mine placement as well. Yeah, I really do like his positioning on this attack. Ooh, a little bit of damage being done there. Shuttle coming in as well, and now it's go time. Dewalt moving in. Siege tanks doing a decent job targeting. Actually, they're targeting the Zealots. And yeah, Dewalt looking like he's just going to be able to clean this up.
Wow. Really well done from both players here. This is going to be an extremely close fight.
Man, I don't know. Yeah, the rally from Dandy actually seems to be enough to hold it. Looks like 2 more tanks running in here. Dewalt, though, with a pretty significant supply advantage. More and more units rallying in. It's, I don't know. I wonder if he's got enough to hold this. I think if he holds, this is obviously, you know, there's no follow-up from Dandy, right? There's no 3rd base. He's got to be running out of mining in his main and natural here soon. So he's, you know, Dewalt just doing what he can to hang on. But still, this is a scary number of siege tanks. and vultures. Dandy with the upgrade advantage, so he's trading very well. I don't know, man. This is closer than we think.
For sure, this is a tough setup here from Terran. The thing is, Dewalt has something at that third base of Terran, so he knows that he's not taking it. So Dewalt knows as long as he can hold this fight, he can. Oh,
whoa.
My goodness.
What a zealot bomb. Unbelievable. And another. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. The shuttle, man.
So simple. Yeah, honestly.
Ooh,
Zealot getting on top here.
It just got energy, that Templar. If he didn't target it down, oh my goodness, full damage on those tanks. Another one cutting out 2 tanks. Another storm. Wow.
Incredible, incredible. Pulling the Zealots back so that they don't engage the Vultures as well. Just trying to be as efficient as you possibly can. Looks like Dandy trying to place some mines outside the natural here, get lucky and get some connects, but Dewalt doing a decent job with this control.
Yeah, the Vultures are relentless from Dandy. They are constantly going around different ways, trying to get into these probe lines, just making crazy moves. I mean, the multitask from him is just crazy.
It really is, man. We do have a third command center being produced inside the main here for Dandy, so he will be transitioning to a third. We're seeing some tanks being placed out in the center of the map between the natural and the third base of Dandy. Mine wall also going down, but it looks like Dewalt going to catch a good group of vultures outside the third here. Scouts this out. This is very well done from him.
Yeah, I think Dewalt is feeling more and more comfortable as this game goes on here. He knows that he's taken his 4th base. He's getting up in tech, macroing like crazy. Upgrades are going, so he also must look at the timer and say 17 minutes. He didn't take his 3rd just yet. He must be out of money in at least his main, maybe his natural soon too, because that timer's been ticking.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling pretty good, knowing that Terran hasn't had a 3rd this entire time, you know. He did what he needed to do. He needed to hold those 2 base timings. Ooh. And yeah, they were dominant, you know, really strong timings. But ooh, wow, big probe pickup here, though, from Dandy. Finally finding some damage to this probe line.
Yeah,
very well done.
Like I said, non-stop with those vultures, man. Dewalt had the base set up, but he's still finding a way to get some kills. Oh, no!
Oh, baby. Storm time. Wow.
What a pull again.
That was a sick pull, yeah.
What a pull again. He has one more, there we go, one more storm on there. Gonna hurt that tank, another SCV goes down. But listen, all these little jabs from Dewalt really are starting to add up, because Danny denied himself that 3rd base for so long that all these SCV kills and pulls are definitely costly. So Dewalt is recognizing the situation that he's in, and he's definitely punishing that decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, that's really just the perfect way to put it. He's able to punish because he's just got such good vision. He knows exactly what Dandy's been up to, where his units are placed, what he's got. And here we go, another huge concave coming in here from Dewalt. But I gotta say, doesn't seem to be getting the same trades as we were seeing earlier. It looks like Dewalt will get pushed off here. This is just a few too many siege tanks. Oh, nope, he's gonna re-engage, actually.
Can't believe this was
getting on top of the siege tanks.
60 supply difference, but Terran's still holding here. Machine, unbelievable hold from Dandy. Good targeting and body blocking with those vultures to make sure the Zealots did not get onto the tanks.
Yeah, it really was, honestly. I did not expect that to go as well as it did there for Dandy, but Dandy holding out like usual. Man, he's just a fighter.
Yeah, Dandy not giving up, will not give in, keeps on going forward. Dewalt will just macro back up. We know that he is the master of it. Despite floating a little bit of money right now, he knows that he's in a commanding position, probably going to defend this, take another base, and keep on pushing through.
I think, you know, I like these little harassments Dandy's doing on the map with these vultures. These are getting him some good value and kind of pulling Dewalt's attention away. But I think we're beyond timing. Like, we're beyond him being able to win with a timing at this point. He should just sit, hold his 3rd, take a fourth, sit, hold the fourth, and then look to push like much later on.
Yeah, I mean, he just had such a good engagement there, being down so much supply that he has to feel like he had a small win there and got to keep pushing that, right? Take those small victories like you're saying, get those bases up, and just focus on drawing this game out.
Yeah, this could be good, right? He's on the high ground versus a low ground Dewalt here. A lot of siege tanks in position. This is scouted, though, from Dewalt. He's got an observer over this entire army. Oh, shuttle moving in to the third, though. Probably going to be another storm drop. Another fantastic dodge with the SCVs. Ooh, okay.
Goodness. That was some dodge again. Oh, my goodness. Well done from him.
Yeah, very well done. That is not easy to do. That is not easy to do at all.
Dewalt brought 4 Templar, like, you won't dodge all of these, but he was like the Matrix out there. Crazy, man. He was mixing up those bullets. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was incredible, man. I mean, that's why Dandy is so good at this matchup. I mean, his mechanics, his reaction timing, it's just on another level.
But I think Dewalt noticed something as his path of his shuttle went in there. And that's why we're seeing these goons move down. He's saying, oh, it's really interesting that you have no units here.
Shuttle being dropped on top of the siege tank line. But yeah, it looks like Dandy reacting very well. And he will actually just go ahead and secure his fourth. Man, I hope he does not forget about that shuttle over his third base with Templars in it.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get a Goliath over there ASAP.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
My gosh, man. Get some turrets. Get some turrets there, Dandy. You gotta, or a Goliath or something.
Oh, running into a mine.
Ooh, very, very nice. He might even lose the observer here. Yep, observer going down as well. So suddenly, I gotta say, out of nowhere, Dandy just starting to take better trades overall. It's kind of Dewalt running units in a little bit.
Yeah.
But still. Yeah.
I think the only... Oh my god, that would have been crazy. The problem is, I think Dewalt is looking at this base right now, and I think that he's getting a little excited to do the old 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, because he's like, wait, you only have 4 tanks here? No problem. I think I could bust that. So we see that he's coming around from the other side where the mines are not set up to come take an attack. I wouldn't even be surprised if we just push right to the third, knowing there's only 2 siege tanks there. And here he goes. He's recognized with the observer. He says, okay, you only got 2 tanks here, no problem. I'll come bust this third base.
Yeah, Dandy unsieging on that high ground fourth. Going to be coming down from a good position, but still, like, once Protoss is in position here, it's very difficult for Terran to trade effectively. And yeah, we're seeing command center being lifted at that third. Base is being abandoned for now. And, oh man, it just looks like Dewalt has too much.
Yeah, Dewalt just pushing in here, recognizing a vulnerability and where his tank lines were, forcing Dandy to move, and now he's taking advantage. Anytime he could trade a Zealot for a siege tank, even a goon, he's feeling good right now. He knows his economy's booming, and he's going to keep pressing on in.
Yeah, man, he's doing a fantastic job here, gotta say. He's just spreading the Zealots so well. His use of Storm this entire game has really disrupted Dandy's troop movement, you know, mining. It's very clear that, you know, Dewalt is extremely capable in this matchup.
Oh, there's that shuttle. Still there.
Still there. It's got the Zealot in the mineral line, sniping away. Dandy GGing out, and well done there. Dewalt taking game number 1 in the series. So, yeah, very impressive.
Very impressive game from both players. I mean, Dandy had a really good response to that proxy gateway. Got on the map, tried one of his 6-fac +1 timings. Dewalt just with a crazy hold with the Zealot bombs, the Storm just pushing him back. Then Dandy has a crazy hold, down 60 supply, body blocks all those Zealots, targets the Dragoons down with the tanks, comes back, and then Dewalt was able just to kind of slip through with all of that eco that he had and kind of push it over, but really well played from both players in this game.
Yeah, man, I couldn't agree more. Remember, like, that started off with Dewalt doing a proxy 1 gate gas steal on a 2-player map. So, like, I think Dandy got the worst end of that beginning trade, but still managed that game. That was very impressive. So, like, I'm truly excited to get into game number 2 here and maybe see like, hey, if they were playing like a 3-player map, 4-player map, and Dandy gets out on even footing, man, he could be some trouble here for Dewalt.
I totally agree. I think that, you know, we talked about the third being so far. He took it late, but to try to defend it and spread as thin as he was, if there was a map that was a little better suited for him to hold a third and fourth base, I think you're right. We could have seen a totally different game with the defense that Dandy was putting up. And let's talk about those SCV pulls. Oh my God, he dodged 4 storms at the third. 4 different storms. I was like, what is going on here? These things are sliding, rolling. I was like, oh my goodness, they definitely can dodge a wrench. They're incredible.
Yeah, man, it was really impressive. Just because like that's also something in my own personal play I struggle with, right? So like when folks have that good SCV pulling, it's really what separates you like at the highest level, especially against someone, you know, like a Boneth, like a Dewalt that have really, really good storm drop timings, and you know you can bet that they're getting the most out of each and every single one of those storms. It's very, very nice.
All right, we are about ready, I believe, for game number 2 here. And I believe we're going to be on another 2-player map, though, Machi. We were saying we were hoping it was 3-player, but here we go. Game number 2, we have Dewalt versus Dandy on Blue Storm.
And spawning bottom left of Blue Storm as the blue Terran, it is Dandy.
And in the top right, up 1-0, it is Dewalt. Now, I'm sure you played this map a ton back in the day, Machine, especially on iCup. Yep. Everyone knows versus Protoss, you have to go scout your own base. Because the proxy 2-gate inside your base is, oh boy, here comes the probe. Here it is.
Boy. Do you think it could be the proxy gate in base?
I mean, it's a little bit late. He might go like right in the front here, or at least the gas deal. But
yeah, there's a few placements.
Nope.
Yeah, I see it out on the map here. Yeah, this is where he's gonna go, right above the natural. Blue Storm, a unique map in that it has this really tiny little entrance leading into your natural that, like, early game can be quite difficult for Terrans and Protosses and Zergs to defend some pretty obscure timings. So I like this from Dewalt. I really like Blue Storm, and I'm glad that, honestly, this is the map we're getting to see, because it's been getting banned this entire tournament. Everyone just says, like, I don't want to deal with it. Like, you know, I don't even want to have to think about Blue Storm. I'm just going to ban it out in every single match, but we finally get a Blue Storm game here.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a bit older. It gets a little more split map. PvZ definitely difficult, but 2-player map again, PvT, tough for Dandy. He's probably going to get his gas stolen.
Yeah, probably gonna
again. I was holding on to it there, Machine. I had it ready to go.
Maybe it's a fake gas steal. You know, like, oh man, mind games. Like, you know, like, yeah. But no, it is gonna be a gas steal. This is just so disruptive. You know, Dandy hasn't got the chance to really play like a serious game here. Oh no, Dandy going up to the other high ground. And this is hilarious. What are we watching here, man? Second racks out in the center. I mean, this is Dandy just saying, you know what? You want to do some shenanigans? I could do some shenanigans too. And I mean, I believe it, dude. He plays, you know, he can play these different styles. He's not too limited on what he opens with. Second SCV out on the map, does see the Zealot moving in.
But he doesn't see the SCV making the second barracks. Nobody can scout anyone else's proxy out here. It's just not possible.
Man, I really wish that Dandy would just put a bunker in his main here. I think you just live against this, and then you let the second barracks go unscouted, and then you group up later, and it can be, like, devastating. Oh, SCV looks like it's going to fall here. No, it doesn't. Very impressive from Dandy. Luring towards the Marines, even, as he gets inside, you know, in between his barracks and command center. That was very nice.
So, I think something that should tip off Dewalt a little bit is that the SCVs have not been killing the gas at all. Like, normally you want to get your gas back as soon as possible. Like last game, he immediately, oh, what a pull again, by the way.
Wow.
He immediately killed the gas. This game he did not, but...
Yeah, it's kind of a tell, you know, and if you're Dewalt, like, you're already up, right? Who knows? maybe Dandy's just like choking right now, right? You might like overthink it in that way, but as we know, that is not the case. Dandy is poised to strike here. He's got that second barracks in the center of the map, 2 SCVs already out on the map, prepared to make bunkers and whatever else. And yeah, we even see a Nexus from Dewalt going down. SCVs being pulled across the map here. This is going to be Dandy's timing. Only 3 Zealots that I see so far. And yes, flanking Marines coming in here to engage these Zealots. And now the cat's out of the bag, man. Dewalt knows exactly what he's up against.
It's when he loses this. I think he canceled the Nexus to put down a pylon and a Forge. So he's going to go with Forge play, knowing that if he survives here, he's going to be in a great spot. I just don't know if he can survive. This is a very tough position here for Dewalt.
Yeah, this is an extremely tough position. I mean, if you're Dandy, you gotta go. Like, you gotta understand, Dewalt's trying to delay you. If he runs through the small entrance, these Zealots have no chance of engaging. So he needs to just
gonna
go.
say, yep. If they go through the small entrance, there's no way that they can ever get back in.
Yep. Battery going down. What are you doing? Block behind. Oh man, he's gonna let the Zealots march through. Oh man, I don't know. I thought he should have turned around there, but I guess not.
I thought so as well, but he's gonna push in here to try to end the game for 100%.
Bunker going down.
What a probe drill.
Yeah, that was such an incredible probe drill there from Dewalt. Bunker though still up. Marines getting inside, and this has been a lot of damage already to the economy of Dewalt. But remember, Dandy pulled quite a few SCVs just to do this. Is mining gas inside the main? But actually, now I look at this, wow, look at that supply leak.
Yeah, I think Dewalt's taking some critical damage here. He can make a cannon that will outrange the bunker if you'd like to, but he's not been mining gas. He just started his gas. Danny's going to have a vulture and a probably factory vulture up soon, or just go bio. So, Dandy not going to allow Dewalt to sneak a Nexus like he did against Oya.
Yeah, I guess not. Dandy pulling his SCVs back as well. We'll go back to some pretty decent mining, honestly. I mean, it's going to be a while for Dewalt to even be able to handle the single bunker inside the main, right? I think.
Yeah. And with no tech, no DT, no goons, how do you stop the bio Eminem? And they're going to come in here and kind of push it through, you know?
Yeah.
Just so hard.
Ooh, does lose a Marine though. A little sloppy.
Yeah, Dewalt trying to do whatever he can, get something back up. I think Danny's just going to push the advantage and take this bio ball and bust the Protoss the rest of the way.
Yeah, at least clear that pylon battery at the natural, right? Like, you got to get the free damage where you can. The results, though, done here.
I'd leave the battery. I think it blocks the Nexus.
Oh, dude, that's actually so wise.
I think it blocks
you're right.
the Nexus. I think I would just leave the battery and walk by it.
Wow, that big brain Protoss user, man. I would have definitely killed it. Oh, it looks like Dandy also not a big brain Protoss user.
Not a Protoss user. We'll work on it. We'll talk after the stream.
Oh, man. SCV coming in here. I wonder, is this for a turret?
Yeah.
In case it's DT, I guess. Medic? Oh, man. He's getting medicked.
He's about to. He might even get blind and blind his Dragoons. Really, really give it to him.
I remember when 80s Mullet was playing Tasteless and he tried to practice some like blind shuttle build. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
There it is. Love it. 80s
so
with the blinding the shuttle. I love it.
Yep. He's like, no, I'm gonna blind the shuttle and the Reaver, and then the Reaver can't do any damage. Like, no, dude, just get Goliaths. You're making this tough.
Oh no, Dragoon about to go down. The 2. Oh, Skateway. Down.
That's just too much damage, man. Marines, even in this matchup, I mean, they just deal out so much firepower.
Yeah, there's not an overwhelming amount of gateway units. It's just becomes very difficult.
I like that he's being smart about it, right? Like, you don't see Dandy just diving in trying to snipe a cannon for no reason. He's like, no, you're gonna have to come to me. Stim going down. Never mind. What did I say? I take it back. Actually,
he's diving in for that cannon machine. He's going in.
Oh man, that's so funny. Like, right before I say it.
The curse of the commentator.
Yeah, man, for sure. Bio stimming in here. It looks like Dandy feeling very confident that he's just got an overwhelming number of bio here. Pylon goes down. It looks like... Yeah, he's just going to dive on all of it now. It looks like cannon going down as well. It's 4 medics, so they're healing at a pretty good rate, honestly, to keep up with this bio. More bio coming in, and that's it. It's just too much damage.
Yeah, even if he holds,
could I keep jinxing it? I might be able to.
Oh my goodness. Just say whatever you think, and that way it'll go the other way.
Yeah, right. Bio stimming in once again here, trying to target down some single Dragoons. But yeah, finally, looks like Protoss is in a point where they can't really defend these last 2 Dragoons. Probes being pulled off the line to deal some additional damage here, and actually 2 more Dragoons rallying out, so this is the timing, but more and more bio here coming in from Dandy. Man, this has been some cutthroat, impressive play here from Dandy.
Yeah, even for Dewalt for holding this long has been very impressive. I mean, he just needs to be careful to make sure that he doesn't lose any more probes. You can keep his probes alive and get a Reaver out. He may have a chance to be able to turn this game around. Oh no, he's targeting the Robo. Dandy will not allow that.
Yeah, if a Reaver did somehow get out, that would be a miracle, honestly. Ooh, 2 Marines stimming into the bunker as well, adding some much needed extra DPS to this. Battery will finish here from Dewalt, but not before losing 2 more Dragoons here. And yeah, probe line is under fire. Zealot, trying to do a little bit of damage here. These medics have been out of energy for quite some time now, so I mean, Dandy really stretching it pretty thin here, but still able to just continue dealing damage, and GG is finally called there from Dewalt.
G from Dewalt. Wow, what a game. What a game.
Yeah, definitely, man. We called it. Like, ties up the series. Dandy, he can play very impressive in those random scenarios. He's very much not a Terran that I feel like has a cookie cutter style, right? Like an Ultra. Like, he knows all variables, and he'll put it to the test even in a big, tournament situation like this, especially in a big tournament situation like this. And that was some incredible play there from Dandy.
Yeah, definitely getting a win on the 2-player map. Taking that away is a big deal. Really funny they both placed their buildings on opposite sides of the ramp, so no one saw the other one's buildings. Like, just crazy. But definitely an interesting game right there. Not your standard game, which is nice. We've seen some mixed up play from both of these players.
Yep.
And we're starting to exhaust the 2-player map, so eventually we're going to get back to 3 or 4-player map, and I believe our next map is going to be Sylphid, which, mixed feelings from a lot of people about this, but I do think it can be tough PvT as the game goes on.
I also am in that camp. Like, I think it's a very difficult map for PvT. Like, once Terran secures those high ground center mains, especially if they get the one outside the Protoss natural, man, it's like, good luck, like, they can hit anything that tries to move out of your production line.
Yeah.
It's not a great position to surround, because Zealots can't just walk into the siege tanks, right? You either got to drop or you got to run up a ramp and run around. So I too find it very, very difficult. But, at the same time, it's also one of those maps that has a low ground main. Things like 10-15 Goon are, possible here to be able to, deal game-winning damage. So there are, like, some options available to Protoss, but, the low ground mains and all that or not low ground main, but the walls make it drops a little easier here for Protoss, I'd say. So there are options.
Yeah, a lot of surface area in the main bases, so you can really fly shuttles around, arbiters if you need it, if they don't set up. But definitely, I think as the game gets later, it gets a little more favored for Terran in terms of just setting up on the map and fighting.
Yep. High ground, gas bases, right? Like, you know, it's kind of open-ish in the center. So, I mean, carriers definitely can work, but I would say it's like the strongest carrier map by any means.
Yeah. All right, I think we're ready for game number 3 here to start up. We're going to be getting into it in here in a second. And here we go, game number 3 between Dandy and Dewalt. All right, in the mid left, we have the Protoss Dewalt.
And spawning bottom right as the red Terran, we have Dandy.
Yeah, let's see if Dewalt goes for some more pressure. I mean, the middle's buildable. I don't know the last time I saw Dewalt do like a 9-9 center against Terran, but I bet he would surprise Dandy there if he did another forward gateway zealot pressure type of build.
You think this is the map to do it?
If you're going to do like between Circuit Breaker and this, I think, are the two maps where the most center areas to build and get the bases. Sylphid isn't that large either, so definitely could pull it out if you wanted to, but knowing Dewalt, I want to probably just
play a standard game.
On. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could be right here. I mean, this is a scary map, like we said, for TVP. I almost wouldn't have minded if we saw like center 9 gate or something like that here, just given how strong the map is for Terran in general. But it looks like he's feeling pretty confident here.
Yeah, I bet you we're going to see probably another 6 or 7 factor in Dandy, because this map is also strong. If you can push up through the thirds to the Protoss base, you could, like you said, you can siege into the base from those thirds and make the chokes really small. So he might opt for that style, especially on this map, now that he can really get some good terrain to fight on.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the best qualities of the map, I'd say. You know, which it's definitely a big part of the reason why this has been such a staple map, you know, in the community, in the StarCraft scene for quite some time now. Probe moving out towards the center, right? That's not a base scout. What is that? Oh, it's going towards the top side, it looks like.
No, he's checking the middle to make sure that there's no BBS in the middle.
That's funny. I wouldn't have even thought of that.
He's like, no one will BBS me today. I like it, Dewalt. I scout the middle too. Don't worry, I understand.
Looks like he's gonna get first scout off though against Dandy here, so he should be able to see. Gas has already been taken. This is not a gasless opener. Factory will be going down here in a couple seconds, and looks like Probe already getting some harass damage done on that SCV, building the factory. Really well done here. First Marines out.
And as micro, we see Dewalt opts for Zealot first. Probably going to put a little pressure on, followed up by a Dragoon. I think he just started range as well. Oh, no, he did not. I thought I was spinning before.
Just started the Dragoon.
Oh, there it is. I knew it was going to happen, so I said it early, you know.
You're clairvoyant. You're basically Miss Cleo.
That's it. That's me. Put my hotline in the chat for everyone to give me a buzz.
Will my opponent open Dark Templar or not? The answer is always yes.
Oh,
Zealot getting a good shot off on the first Marine here. Probe moving in as well. Wow. Immediate target down on that probe from Dandy. Very well done here.
Yeah, really good split there and target down. Like, very, very solid. This Zealot's going to not get much done other than get into the base for some scouting information. He's just going to pull it back.
You know, I gotta say, that's been the story of this game so far. Is these first Zealots from Dewalt have not been able to do anything to Dandy. He just has, like, ridiculous early Marine control, it seems.
Yeah, it's been very, very impressive, you know. And I mean, Dewalt is definitely really, really good, especially at micro. And, you know, he's working hard with the Zealots, and still Dandy's not taking any damage, so it's really impressive.
As we say that, we jinx him.
Well, what can you do? I think we're going to see another FD push here from Dandy.
Yeah, it's probably a better map for it, right?
I mean,
Just
bases
given
aren't
the
that far away.
positions.
Oh my
Oh
goodness,
my.
the wall doesn't notice. Oh my goodness, tons of damage on that Dragoon.
Yeah, that's a 4 HP Dragoon Razz. That's critical damage. We see an immediate battery going down at the natural here for Dewalt. He wants to heal that Dragoon up however possible. Trying to get a little bit of residual damage done here. He's not quite getting any shots off. There we go. Dragoon range probably kicking in there. And he's just kind of softening the Marines up for now. Man, that weak Dragoon needs to get back there. Heal it! Heal it, Dewalt!
Oh,
There
a lot
we
of
go.
Dragoons from Dewalt
Okay.
now, pushing back here. I don't know if it's worth Dandy going back in here. He's going to get mines down.
Oh my! Oh, I thought that was gonna
Oh.
connect. Oh,
Wow,
look
great
at the
micro.
perfect, impressive control, man.
Wow.
That's always that
Dewalt
like,
just marching forward, man.
yeah, that's always that
You know-
fearsome like moment on the ladder, right? When you're playing against a Protoss and they start stutter stepping your mines. You're like, oh fuck, like you know, this guy's pretty serious, you know.
This is not good.
Yeah, this is not good.
Is Dandy dead?
He might be dead, man. I'm not even gonna lie. 4 Dragoons just marching in here. Wide walking, feeling confident. Ooh, 1 Dragoon does go down though. Giant SCV train coming in to fight here. And remember, we got the 2 mines out on the map. Maybe if Dandy can push him into the mines, he can, I don't know, get a couple Dragoon kills. Oh, nice trap.
Very nice.
But yeah, these 2 Dragoons still out here doing some damage.
Yeah, I mean the loss.
Oh,
He almost
I thought
had
he
it
was
out.
trapped. I thought he trapped it. Shoot. Does have a tank finally. And tank targets the weak Dragoon, but it gets away barely. Oh, come on.
Oh my goodness. It won't die now. He's safe. Oh, that one goon stuttered and did not fire. It froze for a second. That would have killed the tank and really put Danny in tough position.
Yeah, but Dandy, like usual, just kind of scrapping, man. He's keeping it together, and yeah, he's still fighting on here.
Wargate Robo off 2 base. Interesting. Usually you go to the 2. The Robo, I guess he's just going to go right into mass units, maybe delay that 3rd a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of what it seems like. Maybe he feels like he's also done some good damage to Dandy, or Dandy's tech and infrastructure might be delayed, so he could get away with something like a Reaver drop and, you know, maybe do some damage before turrets pop in. Wow, very nice wall timing from Dewalt here.
Yeah, really well done.
I mean, we saw it with Bonnet earlier too, but these top tier Protoss, man, like they just prevent those avenues of, you know, opportunity for their opponents every time, man. They always have it walled. It's crazy.
Yeah, they know 2 vultures get in with speed, the game's over. Your probe line just gone. You blink, it's unbelievable.
Yep. Good mind clear from Dewalt, finally getting this observer out on the map, trying to create a pathway from natural to natural here. Now, knowing you're going up against Dandy here, knowing how often he tends to go for these mass fact 2 base timings, right? Like 5 fact, 6 fact, 7 fact, whatever amount of facts. You really need to have eyes on tank count and just like expect it almost, especially on this map.
Yeah, we see the 2 factories, a lot of tanks. There's still potential for some type of move out. Dandy just adding turrets to make sure no Reaver damage can come in. I'm assuming siege is not done yet.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess not. Shuttle coming in. I don't know if this is going to be a Reaver or... Alright, looks like shuttle... Wow. Okay. Very nice unsiege timing there. Turret is up, though. And it was only Zealots, so I thought it was looking pretty quick, honestly.
Yeah. Really well done from Dandy again with his micro unsieging the tanks and making sure he didn't get a Zealot Bomb to blow up his own tanks. Dewalt
Yeah, that's
playing
not easy to do.
Definitely not easy. Dewalt's still on 2 bases here. Maybe going for 2 base ARB type of play, it seems like.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like when you see that Templar Archives in the Stargate, probably ARBs, especially off 2 base, but it's kind of odd here because he hasn't really cleared this 3rd and 4th, and like I think Dandy knows that he's on 2 base basically.
Yeah, it looks like he gonna move across the map just with the tanks?
I guess so. I mean, he's probably rallying vultures behind it, but yeah, I don't know what this is gonna do. Better siege.
I'm very worried for Dandy here, being just with solo tanks with no vulture support or mine support. Shuttle is out.
He kept most of the tanks unsieged, and that's what allowed him to kind of back out of that scenario. But yeah, I don't think there was any world where that timing was going to work well for Dandy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was surprised. As I said, no vulture support. How are you supposed to deal with the Dragoons? Even if they spread and move, they can kill those tanks off.
Dandy taking the time to repair his siege tanks here. No gas at the natural still. 5 fact. I think that's kind of starting to spell the story here. Dandy is very committed with this. He needs to get some damage done, and done soon here. Now we talk about this map, and the main reason why this map is just so unbelievably difficult for Protoss is if they get a hold of this high ground base outside the natural, if the Terran does, it really can spell disaster for Protoss. So it looks like that's exactly what Dandy's up to here. He's slowly pushing onto this high ground, and he's basically forcing Dewalt to counter. Or, I mean, I think that's really the best option here for Dewalt, is just counter, recognize Dandy's units are all pulled out of position here. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Ooh, tank going down.
I think Dewalt's going to continue to just cut off reinforcements and wait and build up his unit count, because it looks like he's already on 6 to 8 gateways in his main.
DT's starting to deal with the timing push.
Oh, shuttle's full of zealots. It might go down with not dropping anything.
Yeah, that is painful. I mean, Dandy is taking this high ground above the natural here. DT going down, but still, there doesn't look like there's a whole lot left here for Dandy to be able to handle this group of 12 Dragoons at the natural.
No, I think Dewalt's just going to hide in his base until he does get enough units to push out. He could even just kill this natural and back up, because Dandy's, if he kills this command center and forces a lift, he'll be on 1 comsat station only, so the Arbiter will be just absolutely brutal.
Yeah, the Arbiter will be a game ender, you know, especially with no turrets. Like you said, he's going to end up forcing out so many scans here from Dandy. I mean, look at the supplies, man. It's 120 to 55. You know, yes, this is an impressive amount of siege tanks at the natural, but already they're caught out of position. Like, Zealots are on top of the tank light immediately, and this should be a pretty simple hold here for Dewalt. GG is called from Dandy. Dewalt taking game number 3 and taking the lead in the series 2-1.
Yeah, really well played by him, kind of adjusting his build, not taking the fast third, just adding infrastructure to make sure he can mass up enough units. Even going the 2-base ARB, I mean, is very strong versus these timing pushes, because normally you have a stasis out when they have the 6 or 7 fact push, and you can just crush it. And if you just crush it, you can take as many expos as you want because you reset the tank count. So I like the adjustment from him. Dandy, I'd like to see him mix it up a little bit. We're seeing a lot of these 5, 6, 7 fact just pushes across the map trying to hit these timings. I'd like to see him, you know, get in, not like game 2 always where you're going to kind of go on with double barracks, but play it out, take a third, get in macro game. He's a really strong macro player. He can definitely do drops for ass. I'd like to see him try to get a little more into that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Like, at least give it a shot, right? Yeah, like, Dewalt is a monster. Everybody knows Dewalt's a monster. You know, like, it is absolutely intimidating to get into such a, a late game scenario and really test your macro, man to man against someone like Dewalt. But I'll tell you what, the 2-base timings just don't seem to quite have the effect that he wants. So you got to switch it up. You got to, change it around a little bit. And like we said, like if there's one thing that's been standing out about Dandy in particular, it's been the mechanics, right? Game after game, he's come out ahead of the early game every time with his Marine versus like Zealot control. He's been relatively on top of his macro, staying on top of depot timings and unit production. Just sit back, get a third base, and try to go for it. I really would like to see that style of play from Dandy here. And with that, folks, we are ready to get into game number 4 here. Dewalt up 2-1 versus Dandy. Let's check it out.
All right, in the top left, we have the Protoss 1 win away from finishing in 3rd place. It is Dewalt.
And spawning at the top right as the blue Terran, it is Dandy.
Now, Machine, when I look at a map like Circuit Breakers, I gotta be honest, I don't love this map PvT when it's you're horizontal to your opponent.
Yeah.
It becomes so difficult because once they take their 3rd, which is very hard to attack into, I know it's on the high ground low, but as long as they siege their way through their nat into the 3rd, and they can hold it, it's usually almost a guaranteed 4th. Because how do you attack that 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock spot? You're coming down these small ramps, siege tanks are everywhere, they block with supply depots, and to make it worse, when you're horizontal, they don't got to go into the middle of the map where it's open. Like, that's where the Protoss is strong, right? Open fighting, surrounding these tanks and vultures. Now, as Terran, you just push across the top of the map and into the Protoss' 3rd. I think this is definitely spawn favor to Dandy, at least for me.
Yeah, I would agree as well, man. I mean, like you said, there's just almost this like nice corridor pathway leading from natural straight to the 4th at 12 o'clock. Which Dandy would most likely expand towards Dewalt, given their positions here. And it's just tough to engage if you're Protoss, right? If you're Dewalt here, what do? Like, get extra shuttles, like go for extra Zealot bombs, big surrounds with like arcs of Dragoons, arcs of Zealots, isn't really possible. So you kind of have to make, more use of like Reavers and drop play and Storm and things that are more efficient in those small corridors.
Well, Machine, you said to me, what would you do to help that, huh? I'll tell you what to do. When in doubt, throw out a 12 Nexus, man. Throw it out there.
I say it all the time, man. It is a great build. It is a great build. I get that Bonneth is actually just so damn good that he's like, I don't need any risk ever. But man, if you're a scrub Protoss like me, sometimes like it's all the boost you need early on. It's really, really cool.
I'll tell you, Artosis, wherever he is right now, is rolling in his chair because it's going to be 12 Nexus last scout, Machine. Not only is there a 12 Nexus, but it's the last scout.
Oh man, it always happens to Artosis, all those Smurfs. The Smurfs just smurfing him and 12 Nexus while they smurf. That's all they do.
And he always gets last scout. His chest right now is real tight wherever he is. He knows this is happening to poor Dandy.
Skill, honor, hard work.
Not for Dewalt.
Not for Dewalt, man. Flip coins, get lucky, get money.
He's doing it. There it is. He's taking it out. It's a what? It's a blind 2-fac. Oh my goodness.
2-fac doesn't even beat 12 next, right? Like,
no, especially because he didn't make like any zealots. He went super greedy. He's gonna probably be able to have enough Dragoons up to hold this.
Yeah, you know how much I love my 2-facs in this matchup.
Danny must have heard us say Artosis and immediately went 2-fac.
Like, also like the Matrix, he just Artosis just warps in and assumes Dandy and, you know, starts playing for him, decides to go 2-pack. Like, this is the answer. Like, I got this. Oh,
Don't worry.
Wow. The SCV will end up scouting the 2 gateways with range, so at this point, Dandy's got to be concerned. He knows this is a 12 decks that got away. He's got a very finite window here to possibly try to take this game, and he can't mess it up.
Yeah, he's going to have to get on the map ASAP with this push, because the more time the 12 Nexus has to kick in the eco, the harder it's going to be for him.
Do you pull SCVs with this?
Man, I think if you don't win the game here, it's just no unless you do crazy economic damage. Because the other piece, I mean, I don't think he can give it up because he'll get contained. He can't give up the natural. But if you don't kill it and kill a lot of stuff as Terran, I feel like you just die. Like, there's just no way to do it. The other thing is, I was going to say, Dewalt's going to put up probably 2 or 3 shield batteries. You know, and block.
Just be able to regen those Dragoons. Ooh, nice pylon to block as well. That's going to end up taking a lot of extra damage. Ooh, that was good damage on 1 Dragoon, though. But fortunately, that battery is up in time.
Yeah. And he needs to get over there before the range kicks in. Because once range kicks in, life's going to be tough to get over. He's going to try to run these 2 vultures behind.
Wow, look at the positioning, though, from Dewalt. Traps both the vultures. I don't think they're going to get a probe kill. Okay, maybe they'll get a probe kill. Nope, they didn't.
You were right, Machine. Good call,
I was right.
man. You
I knew it all along.
There it is. There it is.
Marines running in here. Zealot taking all of the damage on that battery. That was very clean, man. And yeah, I don't know. This just doesn't look to be enough Terran, unfortunately. No command center on the way at the natural for Dandy. So that should tell you how committed this timing really is here.
Oh my goodness, fantastic. Macoon micro again. And this is what I mean now, Machine. How do you get back into the game unless you do some more damage? He is going to need to bust through here and get a ton of probe kills or unit kills, because there's
no follow-up, right?
Oh,
like,
we did get hit by that.
I mean, he's just going to need some really impressive control here. If you're Dandy, this is your
Siege too.
Lifeline in this tournament, man. He's got to get the win here. Maybe if the 2 mines at the back of the mineral line trigger on a Dragoon and blow up all of the probes, you know? Maybe that's what he needs.
Because right now, Dewalt's saying, okay, siege out there, set up, whatever, okay. He's just making infrastructure, right? He's just making gateways. He's going to make a 3-fac. It's not even a 2-fac. We're a 3-fac all in. Oh, my goodness.
I like the SCVs moving across the map here. I think Dandy knows he needs to just wall off at this point. Repair, wall off his with buildings. And I think if he walls off and gets a few more tanks over here, it might not be possible for Dewalt to break out. So we see the SCVs. They are repairing what's left of the vultures here. They gotta build a wall, though. He's got to put like 2 barracks down or something. No observer yet. I think that's really what Dewalt's waiting for. And once that observer gets out and he knows where the mine placement is, he should be able to push this one out.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some crazy Zealot bombs. I don't even think Dandy's making SCVs anymore. I think it's like one of those 19 SCV pushes. Yeah, I guarantee he's got 9 SCVs. I've seen this all in before. Very strong with siege mode. But if he doesn't get some crazy busts right here, or make something, you're right, there's the observer, here we go. He needs to get some serious damage and trade crazy effective right here.
SCV's trying to repair the siege tanks, but actually Dewalt doing a great job targeting down the final remaining siege tanks here. And I think that's it. I think the push has been broken here from Dandy.
We're going to have to channel our inner Nyokin and tell him, you're dead, man. We're dead, man. GG is called.
GG is called, and Dewalt takes a very entertaining series 3-1 over Dandy. He will be our 3rd place winner of RCG 2021. Very impressive play. gotta say.
Yeah, really good series from him. I mean, his patience in those scenarios is just incredible to know. Let me wait for this, let me poke this, and then microing so well. So many protists try to break through there early, like, oh no, I don't want to get contained, I don't want to get contained. And then they run their units in, they lose other units, and like, wow, how did I lose this game? So he knows his timings really well, knows when to push, recognizes what units he needs, and then executes very, very well. So well done from him.
Yeah, absolutely. And well done from Dandy as well, you know, taking out Ultra, a very fearsome Terran competitor in the quarterfinals. You know, had a couple tough opponents, right? You run into Bonneth, you run into Dewalt. What do you know, it's tough to take those two, but still, very impressive play from him, and also looking forward to seeing more Dandy in the future.
Yeah,
but yeah,
always
folks,
a top competitor, man. Always a top competitor. Really well done from him. I mean, look at these names here. These are all just some of the biggest names, and you got to battle through. So 4th place is definitely fantastic.
Yeah, it absolutely is here, folks. But yeah, without further ado, we are finally at the RCG 2021 Grand Finals. We have the big upsetter, man. Oya coming out with that 3-2 victory over Dewalt, going up against the king himself, Mr. Bonneth. We are going to have some incredible PvP action here, but first I think we're going to throw to a quick break, folks. So stand up, stretch your legs, get some water, and yeah, we'll see you in 5 minutes for the Grand Finals.